Hello, I'm Renzo Ekmeiro and I'm going to talk about oil distillation process, which is a very important method used in oil distillation and refination. Now, I'm going to talk about the introduction of my topic. First of all, oil began. Prior to the 19th century, petroleum was known and utilized in various fashions in Babylon, Egypt, China, Persia, Rome and Azerbaijan. However, in the modern history of the petroleum industry is said to have begun in 1846 when Gessner of Nova Scotia, Canada discovered how to produce kerosene from coal. Shortly, in 1854, Ignacy Lukasiewicz began producing kerosene from hand-dug oil wells near the town of Krosno, now in Poland. In North America, the first oil well was drilled in 1858 by James Miller Williams in Ontario, Canada. In the United States, the petroleum industry began in 1859 when Edwin Drake found oil near the Titusville in Pennsylvania. Now, I'm going to talk about the first oil refinery. The first oil refinery was built in Romania in 1866 using the abundant oil available in Romania. In the beginning, oil refination was about producing kerosene for oil lamps. In the early 20th century, the introduction of the internal combustion engine and the use in automobiles created a new market for gasoline, and that was the first impetus of fairly rapid growth-up of the petroleum industry. In the early finds of petroleum, like in Ontario, Pennsylvania, were soon outstripped by large oil bombs in Oklahoma, Texas, and California. Prior to World War, in the early 1940s, most petroleum refineries in the United States consisted simply about crude oil distillation units, and some refineries also had vacuum distillation units as well and thermal crack units as breaking. Okay, I'm going to talk about the distillation process, and I'm going to tell some facts about this. First of all, distillation separates chemicals by the difference in how they vaporize. Okay? And the two major types of the classical distillation include continuous distillation and batch distillation. Continuous distillation, as the name says, continuously takes a feed and separates into two or more products. And batch distillation takes in a lot of batch at time of feed and splits it into products by selectively removing the mere volatile fraction over time. Right now, in the oil industry, the more used method in oil distillation is the fractional distillation. Okay? And I'm going to specify it in this method. Fractional distillation is a process of separating a mixture of primitive functions. And this means that each part of the mixture can be kept apart from the other chemicals. And different chemicals have different boiling points. The fractional distillation is done by heating the mixture so that each fraction evaporates and then condenses in its own compartment. Now, I'm going to use a picture to give you a more graphic explanation. First of all, we have to make clear the point about the oil will be exposed to high temperature, will be here, the high temperature, and the different steps will be about the vapor garden. And the first step is about the gas oil, about the heavy gas oil. The second step is about the light gas oil. This is heavy gas oil and light gas oil. And the third is about kerosene. The fourth is about naphtha. The fifth is about gasoline. And the sixth is about gas. Liquid gas and vapor gas. And here will be the residuum. And this is how fractional distillation works in the actual oil industry. And the final point is about the explicative video about how exactly it works, and it will make you sure about everything what I told you before. And this is how the video starts.
El petróleo se transporta por medio de ductos hasta la refinería, lugar donde se separan sus componentes. También se puede transportar por medio de buques tanque. La refinación se realiza mediante un proceso llamado destilación fraccionada. Durante este proceso se calienta el petróleo en un alambique. Los vapores ingresan por la parte inferior de la torre de fraccionamiento, ascendiendo hasta encontrar su temperatura de condensación, depositándose en bandejas, desde donde es retirado y envasado para su venta o utilizado en procesos posteriores. Primero, salen del crudo los componentes más livianos, fracción liviana. Los que ascienden a través de la torre de destilación hasta la parte más alta, aquí se rescatan y procesan obteniendo, por ejemplo, gas licuado. Luego ascienden las fracciones medias, cuyos componentes tienen puntos de ebullición mayores que los gases. Descendiendo a través de la torre de destilación se obtiene gasolina, que es el producto más comercializado, queroseno, comúnmente llamado parafina, diésel, combustible de transporte de carga pesada. Finalmente, ascienden las fracciones pesadas, cuyos componentes tienen puntos de ebullición mayores que las fracciones medias, obteniéndose aceites lubricantes para máquinas y motores, vaselina, hidrocarburos sólidos y finalmente alquitrán, utilizado para pavimentar calles.
And now, I'm going to show you a video of a homemade experiment from YouTube about how distillation works.
So what you're seeing here is essential oil distillation of rosemary in progress, and I'll walk you through the process. This is the steam flask, and you could put a couple little rocky particles in the bottom to promote even boiling. And the steam moves up the steam flask to the biomass flask, and there's a whole bunch of rosemary from my yard in there. Then steam carries the oils up through here. They come down. This is the condenser. That long tube is actually a double chamber. There's water on the outside. You can see a little at the top there. The condensate runs down the middle. If you look here, that's where the water flows back out. It flows in the bottom, up the top. and out. And basically it draws a lot of heat off, which is why you fill that full of ice. So you get all these little drippy bits running down the middle that you can see. They come down to the receiver here. And what you have with the receiver is you get heavier than water oil will collect at the bottom. You can see the lighter than water oil. There's a little layer at the top, right about there. And then what's dripping in here is hydrosol, and that's water that's carrying just a tiny amount, and you can use that for things like aromatherapy, or some people use it like a very light cologne. So what you have there is steam distillation of essential oils.
Without anything else to add, I just have to say thank you for listening my exposition.